So here it is, we're just starting the Skyline Trail. We're just going to go to Little Shovel Pass today. The weather's a little chilly. I think it's 5 degrees and foggy to start out with, which is actually going to be really beautiful for walking. So there's the trail and we're off. This is the Skyline Trail and this is what it looks like. Today it's a little on the mucky side, but for the most part the trail's in pretty good condition. Rocks and roots and you know, a nice view through the trees. Still on the trail. Krista's clapping and yeah, and that's because she's enjoying this so much, or she's afraid of bears. You can see up front that the sun is peeking on the treetops here. Still pretty chilly down here, but you know, with the walking it's actually quite beautiful. Not getting overheated and getting a good view. There's my sweetie making her way the best way she knows how. So the nice morning, there's Mona Lake. We're looking at it as from the trail as we're climbing here. And the mist is just coming off of the lake, looks just very beautiful. And this lake is a couple of kilometers onto the trail. And I've seen people before taking boats, and they would carry inflatable boats or collapsible boats up here and do some fishing. I don't know what they have in here. I would imagine trout. But either way, it looks like a very nice fishing day if you were to come here. So a lot of bog. Just walking through all that bog. I wonder what this trail would have been like had we done it before the rain that happened a couple of days ago. Oh well, I guess we're into it now. So that sound you're hearing is the Evelyn Creek, and so this is the last little bit before it. You can see that this trail here heads off to the Bald Hills. So that's where we were a couple of days ago. And this was, this here is the bridge over the river and campground on the other side. It's fairly early, so we might actually be able to see some people there. Anyways, see you in a bit. So this is Evelyn Creek. You can see in the distance there's some peaks up there. This is our first view of anything other than trees. And there it goes. So we come here and just right around this corner will be the campground. Just coming back from using the toilet at Evelyn Creek Campground, and this is the spots where people tent. So different, you know, just a few different places, and this is situated right off of the trail itself, so you would see people going by, and so we're just going to head down to the trail and we're out of here. So this is the switchbacks, and so from here on out it's just kind of a steady climb. I think it's pretty much this grade for the next 3 kilometers, and we'll end up at another campground. Ooh, switchback. Well, now that we're out of that mud suck hole below, before the creek, we've had a little bit of a bite to eat, and now we're feeling a lot spankier. So these are the final steps to the Little Shovel Pass campground. And so you can see that was 3.5 kilometers to Evelyn Creek that we just came up. And there's a picnic table here and there, a source of water. And then if memory serves me, past this picnic table is the toilet. We will end up heading off up the trail that way. So just after the Snowball or Little Shovel Pass campground, we're just heading on the trail, but it's starting to open up. So you can see the peaks around. And one of the interesting peaks is directly that way. That's the Bald Hills where we were 2 days ago. And the kind of the rounded left peak is where we went. And we hiked to the base of that right peak that's kind of spiny on the way up and decided maybe not today. So we changed our plans and headed back, and we were pretty happy we did. But for the most part, we're just that's where we came from. For the most part, we're heading off that way. So the trail really opened up here, and you can get a really good look at Bald Hills over there and some of the peaks around here. So this right here is not Bald Hills, it's kind of that stuff in the distance there. So anyways, we are off this way. Across for the first view of where we're going to be going, and that's the pass over there. We'll come around here in a little bit and we'll actually see the pass itself from here. Still a little ways off, but we're starting to get a glimpse of the end of the trail. And there it is. You can see we're getting there, a couple more ups and downs, and a little ways, and there it is. So this is the start of the pass, and it just opens out to this majestic beauty. A person could spend hours just wandering around, kind of exploring these hills, having tea on that little islandy thing there, and just enjoying the day. Where the buffaloes roam, and the deer and the antelope and marmots play. Just the majesty of all those rocks. Just walking to the side gives a good view of how big they are. And here it is, getting a little windy, but there's a signpost there that says we've made the pass, and you can see as we come over this last little hump here how it's just gonna open right up. Peaks to either side of us. And there it is, just the pass opens right up into the valley beyond. Beautiful. So this is the Snow Bowl, and it's just so beautiful here. I think we might eat lunch. So we're just eating lunch here. There's a nice lunch spot. As you can see, we do have a few things going on, and
we got it all going on.
We've got it all going on, and this is the best view in the world for having lunch at. That is for sure.
Highly recommend it.
Well, lunch is over, so we have to leave this with heavy hearts and head back. I guess it'll be another 3 hours or so back, and it'll be all the slogging through that trail and everything was definitely worth it for this view. Right, sweetie?
Right.
You should always remember to look behind you when you're going on a trail so you know what it looks like when you're going back. And I just as we're coming back, you know, I realized that I haven't been doing that because that's just a very beautiful shot. So we're on our way down, switchbacks, and the trail's a little on the rocky side, but you know, it's still just a beautiful day out today. It's a little warmer in here without the wind, under the canopy, but you know, really, this has been a fantastic trip. Not looking forward to the last 5K, but hey, we'll talk to you when we get there. So we're starting to hear the sound of Evelyn Creek, so I think we have a few switchbacks to go, and then we're down at that campground again. Made pretty good time. It's been about an hour since we left the Little Shovel Pass, and this going downhill is not bad. Well, you can tell we're getting close to the river. We're kind of getting back into this muck again. It's nice to see we're making some progress, but it would have been nice to see the sun make some progress against all this mud, but I guess we'll have to live with it for the short time we'll be tromping through it. It's a little noisy here, but Evelyn Creek, or what we've decided to do at this bridge, is come down and soak our feet in this cold, cold water. Oh man, this is cold! Oh, I can't even feel my feet anymore.
It's Jasper Bradley.
Coming back a little later in the day, looking at Mona Lake as we're just rounding the corner here. Just a beautiful color. So it's nearing the end of our trip. As we come across, we can see cars and stuff. So at this point we're quite happy. Our feet are quite sore, but you know, I would do this hike again. And if you ever get a day like this, 27 degrees, sunny, bright, I would encourage you to also take this as a day trip. It's some ungodly time in the morning and we're heading off to Wilcox Pass today. Let's see, I got our stuff all ready to go. Day should be pretty nice. We want to get done before 1 because I think rain is supposed to maybe start after that, maybe not. So just getting ready here. I'm buckling up and heading off to the trail. Here's the start of the trail. I guess for the next 15 to 20 to half hour we're pretty steep uphill, so we'll get to the work hard, get to the top. Well, this is the trail. Very rooty and on the side of a hill, so you gotta really pick your spots here. So as we step by this tree, you get the first glimpse of the glacier, and we're still heading on up. Well, we've gained some elevation. I think we've got a bit to go because over there, that left hill, just above the treetops there, is where we're going. So we're not sure what we're going to do, but there's some sheep blocking the trail.
Go get some pictures, see what they figure.
Yeah. Well, evidently those sheep didn't want anything to do with us, so they headed off somewhere, and trail looks pretty clear now. As you can see, we are gaining a little bit of more elevation as we go along, but there's still a lot to come. So there's the ice field's center and everything from up here, and we're just walking along the edge. Well, we're getting closer and closer to up there. The trail does wind a bit. Still going upwards, but this last section we just came up was a bit of a steep one. So now we're hopefully moderate slope, and it'll just take us onward and upward. Well, we've kind of crested the hill, and now we're just looping along this valley, and you can see where it just heads off into the V between that peak and this big ridge on the right here. So we just wind through for a little ways and we'll see where it takes us. Well, it looks like we have a little bit of a stream to cross. Should be fairly easy. I wonder what this would be like if it was sun beaten down and things furiously melting up there, but we'll see how it goes. So this is the pass. Continues on that way. I don't think we're going to go that way, but they've got a little bits of water here and there. Last time we were here, there were quite a few people, and they were all kind of hanging out in this area, just finding a rock and maybe sitting by the water. There might be a little pond over there. If you look a little further, you might be able to see it. So evidently we decided that we haven't climbed enough today So we're going to head up there. And so up, straight up that big massive rock and up that ridge and overlook the glacier. So change of plans, we decided we've been to the outlook before, but we've never been to the end of this pass. So why don't we head off that way, see what it has to show us, and then on the way back, if we feel like it, we'll go back to the overlook. So we're walking, getting to the end of the pass, hopefully up there. I have no idea how far we're supposed to go on this, but we might have already passed where we needed. We've done a fair amount. You can see behind us as we're walking. It's beautiful here, just a nice little walk, and making our way slowly but surely. The trail continues on from here. Looks like it goes down and starts climbing down into the valley behind there. But I think this is where we're going to call it for ourselves. Not sure that we want to go any further. It still is it's pretty nice in here. Some nice peaks, and you can just see in the distance of the valley over there that there's just peak after peak. So it's quite the nice range. And then just a majestic rise over to the left here. So we're going to have a break and think about heading back. So after walking back along the valley, we came to that fork in the road again down there, and now we're continuing on and see if we can get to the overlook that looks at the glacier. Slowly but surely we are making our way up. We still have a ways to go, as you can see, but we're starting to get a little higher on that Angel Glacier, or the glacier, and you can see the Parkway Road way down there. That's where we came from. This isn't the top, but you know, there's a certain satisfaction in cresting each hill. Here's another crest. I don't think this is the last one, but you know, this is going to give us a bit more of a view of where we're going. And there it is, opens right up. So a couple of ridges later, we're now kind of approaching, I think this is as much up as we're going to go, and around from here on out. It's just looking down on the valley below and the glacier. So it's a bit windy up here, but if you ever wondered where we are, you can see below us there, and then just the view that we get of the glaciers that we can see from here. And there's Krista celebrating, as she should. And just a fantastic view. Picked up, still had lunch, and sat here for a while, enjoyed the view, and so even with the wind, fantastic. Now we're heading back. We're on our way down, and so we're saying goodbye to the full view of that glacier. The downward is pretty nice. I don't remember it being so easy, but I was going upwards the last time I came this way, so it's funny how that works. So far, so good. Starting our day off with a hike to the Cabell Meadows, and just get a nice view of these rocks just out of this parking lot here. I guess we head up and off there. Wanted an early morning start, so we missed the crowds, but I guess we're not the only ones that had that idea. So we're getting a view of the Angel Glacier at this point. And as we start our trip, we just a short hike up the asphalt trail. From here on in, I think we're going to probably head off to a more normal trail, hopefully. So we came off the main trail and hit a little hang on the left here, and now we're on to Rocky Bouldery on the way up. Just a couple of switchbacks up and you can see, I don't know if that Emerald Lake in the distance, nice turquoise water, and leveled out somewhat, but I expect more climbing to come. So on the way up, just got a good view of the glacier, and you can see the nice cascade coming down. It looks quite nice in the sun. You see, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little bit of a rainbow in the cascade there. You can see on the edge over there, there's a little marmot walking along the rocks, and yeah, kind of a nice enough morning. More climbing than we would have liked though. This is the first opening where we get to see this pool, and yeah, it looks really nice. Nice color coming from the silt that comes off of those rocks. You can see a couple of marmots down on the rock there. Oh, they're up to no good. And again, looking up to the glacier and the rocks surrounding it. Well, we've come most of the climbing, so this is the view you get of the glacier. There's a bit more to come. But as you can see, we've now kind of entered the meadows, just come out of the trees now, and I think we go up a little bit further. But this is the view that we get now. After a little bit of a push, gained most of the elevation that I think I do in this upper part, and you can see the view that we can get. Even the view going a little back down trail here kind of shows you whereabouts everything else is, and down the valley. So here is the top lookout. There's another taller one over there somewhere, but this is about as high as you're going to get on this side. And yeah, it's just a really nice view. You can see the glacier there and the lake below it, and then of course the valley beyond. seen everything we wanted to see, and so we're on our way down, and in about an hour we should be in the car and heading on down. When's the last time you were this close to a pika? This is the only place in the world that I know where you can get this close. He's just chewing away. Oh, and now he's gone. So again, on the path, heading back. Now this is the asphalt path. And yeah, at this point in the day, it's a steady stream of people coming up. There's a little space right now where there doesn't seem to be too many people, but it really was pretty much using my elbows to clear a path through all the folks coming up as I was coming down. And I think I'm glad we're heading out a little earlier today. So we're done all of our hiking for the week, and we're sitting here just with a reflection. So let me see if I can try to put this all together here. Over there is to Mount Takara. Off to the right of that is a ridge of mountains that is part of the skyline. And that's the actual skyline, leading down to Little Shovel Pass. And from there, Little Shovel Pass, you can see Bald Hills where we were doing a little hike. Let's switch it over to this side. This is down the Icefields Parkway. That snow-covered peak in the distance is Mount Edith Cavell, where we hiked today. But if you keep going on down this way, then you eventually hit Wilcox Pass. Wilcox Pass, eventually, if you ran the trails, you'd be able to hit the skyline, which is over here. So that, in a nutshell, that tells you where we were and where we hiked.